Who's your opponent?
My opponent is a fighter called John Kallenbach. I hope I pronounced that right. He has about 70 fights. He is an ISK world champion at 76 kilos, 76.2. I think it's in K1 or Muay Thai. I'm not too sure which one he's in, but he's a very good fighter, very seasoned fighter. Southpaw. He's tall and lean. I've seen quite a lot of his footage, as you do with people with a lot of fights. They're all over YouTube and all over the internet. So I've looked at his fights and set my training camp accordingly to fighting the style I need to fight to win the match.
You said this is a K1 fight.
Yeah.
You've last while you fought Muay Thai and Cage Thai, so you're switching back to K1. Why switching back?
Yeah, I started off originally doing Olympic Taekwondo and boxing at the age of 10 and 11. Then came into Muay Thai, then came into K1, and as the name of the club would suggest, it's Champion Martial Arts and Fitness. You have to be versatile to be a fighter in any discipline. I find I can transition to Muay Thai and K1, even though they're worlds apart, and I still think we're still catching up in Ireland with the stylistic difference. I think we have a lot of Thai boxers in Ireland that are fighting K1, but still with the same styling as Thai boxing. Maybe not getting the results because their camps wouldn't be formatted to a K1. So again, I love doing K1. It's a very different discipline and it's a different sport. It's a different discipline to Muay Thai. I love both of them, but my camp changes very, very differently depending if it's K1 or Thai. Cage Muay Thai, I just got the opportunity and I decided to jump in. I always wanted to see what it'd be like in a cage with the small gloves. And you know, I'm fit. I've no injuries, so while I can, I want to get as many different types of fighting in as possible. And it depends on what the promotions and what the promoters are offering and where they want to send me and all these different things. So we have to discuss and agree on a lot of different things before a fight's accepted. But at the moment, it's mostly K1 or Muay Thai. But I've equal love for both.
So have you got any preference to which one you fight?
Well, I'd say. I started off Thai boxing because I love Thai boxing. Always loved Thai boxing. K1 kind of came after that, and I think you kind of fall in love with the kind of professional hands to low kicks, the hyper aggression, the 3 minutes. But I couldn't pick one over the other. Thai boxing has all of that. Style is very different. Scoring's very different. But you've got not that you don't have it in K1, but you have the background of Muay Thai. You have the rituals. You have your Ram Wai and your White Crew dance, which is respect for your coach and your family. And I love that traditional side of it. Again, K1 has that, but it's in a different format. So I like the balance of both.
So in MMA, a lot of fighters have goals in mind. They can go through a promotion, like Cage Warriors Obama, and then like the UFC beyond that.
Yeah.
In Muay Thai and K1, it's a bit different. It's a bit of nomads.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest, it's like that as from my belief in the MMA as well. There's what you have is the top tier, and everyone else is just jostling for position. K1 and Muay Thai is the same. What you will find is that I think there's a quicker route to get to a Bellator or a Bama, and then that's just a stone's jump to the UFC, which is quite difficult to do. We would train some MMA guys, and with MMA guys, K1 is the same. Glory for K1 is probably the ultimate one of them. KOK, a big promotion in K1. And then Muay Thai, the WMC belts, WBC belts. If you're at a lighter weight, not my weight, at about 76 kilos, but going down to about 50, 60 kilos, if you fight in Lumpini or Rajmadan or Channel 7, they're huge goals for people to kind of, to get. If you can get to that position, you've done quite well. There's no money in it, to be honest. At the best, you could, I found you fight, and then by the time you get paid, whatever you get paid off the promoter, if you added up what you pay for your coaching, what you pay in the extra food you have to buy, and all the ancillary costs when it comes to it, what it boils down to is that you have fighters that fight because they love fighting. Unless you go to Glory or you make it in the UFC, but even then you'll hear UFC fighters that they're getting paid 5-6 grand, they can't live on it. Thai and K1 fighters and MMA fighters that don't make it to that level still have to survive on a lot less, and they survive on a passion of training, a camaraderie within a club, and they rely on teammates and their club and their friends and family, and it's a good thing. It's just not I suppose the fiduciary benefits aren't always there. So I've no idea where I'm going to be in the next. So my last match will be possibly the last one that's already pre-planned is in July. And then after that, I don't know where I'm going to go. So it depends. Sometimes, like the promotion now in Germany, I got because I fought in China and won in China last year, that the German promoter over there on the European team seen me, and then we just kept in contact and we have a good relationship and we get on very well. And he put me forward to fight for his team, Day of Destruction. And he wants to manage me and promote me on the European side, well, and worldwide, I suppose. So he could send me anywhere in the world or get me. The next match could be a big match, but I've no idea.
Excellent. All right, cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Al.